Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. So the back and forth between challenger Hughie Fury and WBO champ Joseph Parker continues, with Hughie Fury firing back at Parker over some of his recent comments. So a quick recap before we get into the latest statements. As we know, the pair will meet in Manchester on September 23rd for Parker's belt. So in what's been more of a spicy build-up than I would have predicted, a war of words has broken out. It started with Hughie Fury being aggrieved that Parker and his team were looking past him, or that's what he accused them of doing, and trying to set up the next fight with one of Eddie Hearn's fighters. Fury ultimately called Hearn a cockroach and vowed to rule the division for years with his cousin Tyson. I guess a lot has happened in the month, so the Tyson thing, well, that's not happening anytime soon. Maybe not at all. Parker then shot back a week or so ago that he wasn't looking through anyone and his sole focus was Hughie Fury. He had a target on Fury. He added for good measure that Fury was scared and that the reason he didn't want to fight in Auckland was because he was scared. Parker also was quoted in the past week as saying he could see the fear in Fury's eyes when they met a month ago, and he has also spoken about the knockout that he will try to get when the pair meet. So fast forward, Hughie Fury wasn't about to let all that go, and he has clapped back in an interview with worldboxingnews.net. The story is in the description if you want to read it in its entirety. Hughie has warned Parker, "You can't beat me. I'm a fighter, no rugby player turned boxer." Here are some of the quotes. "You will see the matador tame the bull. I'm bred to fight, and you will see what that stands for in the ring. Parker has one option. He has to knock me out cold to win. So let's see if he can achieve it. Forget all the nice crap he said before. I heard his comments leaving New Zealand and that he's going to chop me down to the body and knock me out. He and his team are in for a big awakening when they come here. This time, don't forget your belt like you did at the presser, as you and your team are 1000% not going home with it." He then went on to add in relation to a former champ, Franz Botha, who had compared Parker to Ali in the past week or so. He said, "They best make sure that camera is on that Grandad Botha when he sees what's going to unfold, as he was older than my father when Parker done him." So these comments, I mean, Hughie, for him, I mean, he is not holding back here. This is not uncharacteristic, but certainly on the limit of what I've ever heard him sort of say before. Normally Tyson is the mouth. And he also said, "Know this now, you're in a real fight, so let's see what you've got, as I've got all the answers for you." Wow, certainly some strong stuff there, and I detect actually a little bit of spite and all that. You know, it was all nice before and nice and respectful. A month ago, they were sort of showering each other with praise, saying, you know, you're a good fighter, all that sort of stuff. But how things can change quickly. I mean, this one is certainly getting more and more heated. I mean, for me, I actually like this sort of back and forth banter. You actually do get a bit of a sense about where the fighter's mindset is at. I mean, Fury actually sounds like he's about to bubble over with frustration, judging by some of those comments. But I'm sure, you know, he and his camp, they'll dial it back to where it needs to be, and to the point where he can be effective in the ring come September 23rd. But it is clear Joseph Parker and his wider team have obviously got under Hughie Fury's skin and annoyed him, and it struck a nerve. You know, I'm really interested to see what Joseph Parker, is he going to actually sort of leave this here, or is he going to sort of hit back with a few more jibes? Because obviously this sort of back and forth, it's kind of been like raising the stakes in recent weeks. So we'll see if verbally those stakes get raised a little further. But these barbs, it's going to make for an incredibly interesting fight week or fight fortnight. And who knows? I mean, maybe we'll actually see some of this emotion bubble over in those events leading up to the fight. So what do you make of Hughie Fury's statements and the war of words more generally? Very keen to hear your thoughts on this one if you're a Parker fan, and especially if you're a Fury fan. Give us a little bit of insight into what Hughie Fury is saying in regards to the fighting man and bred to fight, that sort of thing. Keen to hear it. Drop a comment. That's it. I'm out.